Hi, I'm Daniel Kinney. I play for Kennesaw State Football, and this is the No Playbook Podcast.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out the show. My name's Casey. This is the podcast featuring real recruiting stories. If it's your first time checking out the show, that's what I do. I speak with outstanding athletes and coaches to hear those real recruiting stories, but also to get kind of some tips that we can pass along to younger athletes as they're starting their recruiting experience, just to help them along their way. This episode is sponsored by Stinnett Collision with locations in Sevier County and Maryville. Reach out to them if you're in need of automotive repair. I'm going to get to Dan Kinney of Kennesaw State right after this. Sit tight.
Hi, I'm Zach Stinnett, third-generation owner of Stinnett Collision. As a proud supporter of Tennessee athletics, we know that every game counts. When a collision puts you out of play, we're here to get you back in the game. Family-owned since 1965, Stinnett Collision now has locations in Maryville and Sevierville. With double the space and a team of certified technicians, we'll tackle your repairs and get you back on the road in no time. Don't let a collision sideline you. Visit Stinnett Collision today.
No problem. No problem at all. How are things?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. You guys played yesterday, right? Was it Jacksonville State?
Yes, sir.
You've had a pretty good season. I was looking through some of the stuff. You almost had Wake Forest.
Yeah, I know. It was a nail biter down at the end.
Yeah. Were you just praying for a chance to get in there for one last chance at a field goal in that one?
Yeah. I was really hoping to get in one more kick in, get it closer, but didn't turn out that way.
Yeah. Looks like you've had a pretty good year, though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've missed a few games just on a little bit of an injury, but besides that, yeah, I've had a pretty good year.
Cool. So what was it that made you want to go to Kennesaw State? Like what was the deciding factor when you signed with them?
Probably really the coaches. Coach Block here and Coach Nussbaum does a really good job just in special teams and the idea of special teams. They bring that in from UT. That idea of like we're almost treated as quarterbacks, and we're treated very well here. So that was my really big deciding factor was following the coaches. I really have trust in them to set me up in the best opportunities to succeed, and that helps a lot. Just having confidence in the schemes and everything.
Yeah. Do your folks get a chance to come down? Because that's not too far of a drive for them, right?
Yeah, so it's about 3 hours with traffic, so they make it down for a lot of the games.
All right. And what was your high school career like? Pretty impressive, I assume.
Um, it was pretty good. I missed a lot because of my knee. But I ended up pretty good. Hit a 57-yarder. It was pretty good. I missed a few kicks I shouldn't have missed, but ended up pretty good.
Were you a soccer guy too?
Yeah, so I played soccer my whole life. Yeah.
What is that transition like? Because I know a lot of guys are football kickers are former soccer players. Like, did a coach come out and be like, "Hey, you can really whack it. You want to give this a shot?"
Yeah, so in 8th grade, one of my best friends that played football with me was like, you just need to come out. We need a kicker for 8th grade, like Bearden football. And I was like, I'll give it a shot. I don't want to give up soccer. So the coach let me just show up for games and just kick extra points. I was not good. And then I kind of realized that I could start hitting the ball a little farther just on my soccer form. And that's why I started looking into other ideas like James Wilhoit. And that's when I met him my freshman year. And then I started realizing the more I focused on form, the better I was, and like helped me really kind of start seeing that I actually had an opportunity to do something with my leg.
Yeah. There's a lot of crazy mechanics involved that a lot of people just have no idea about. Like the way to get it to leave your foot, with some altitude immediately. Things like so it doesn't get blocked. It's not just being able to kick the ball far. Like what kind of drills or any kind of training do you learn to be able to strike the ball just perfectly?
Just a lot of ball contact kind of drills, just making sure everything's locked out and I'm hitting the sweet spot. Making sure my head's down on contact. If you pick your head up too early, you leave. It's almost like golf, like you got to hit that ball perfectly. You hit a little bit up on the golf ball, it's going to go straight. It's going to be a line drive. And kicking, that's going to be blocked. So it's really just like making sure you're hitting that sweet spot, hitting that metatarsal bone on your foot, and really making sure it gets off your foot.
Yeah. I'm curious, did you have an issue when you first started playing with college athletes where even in practice, more balls getting blocked?
No, honestly, I've never had a problem with that. I've honestly tried to knock some height out of my balls through my career just because they were hanging up there so high. It was kind of hard. If I'm kicking in any type of wind, it would start trying to hang up and try and draw or pull it. I didn't really like it. So sometimes I try and knock a little air out of my ball almost just to get it to like get that drive out there and really go straight.
Yeah. But now you mentioned James Wilhoit. Of course, he's former Tennessee Vol favorite. Um, you started working with him your freshman year. What kind of workouts does he give to you that really help your game?
Really just making sure I'm dialed in on my form. And really being on me about the little things and like a lot of kickers look past like just like the little dynamics. And that's what I think like Will Hoyt and like Charles Campbell, they do very well is they like make sure you're not forgetting your little steps in kicking maybe just so your plant foot a little bit off. And that's what I think a lot of people look past is yes, they help a ton with swing dynamics and everything. Like that's going to be mastered 100%. But once you start getting those building blocks, you really have to make sure you're focusing and get the small mechanics dialed because a plant foot off an inch is the deciding factor if it comes off your toe and goes right or it's through the uprights.
Now, what about any other kind of athletic training, like even outside of what you get at practice?
Um, I've really focused on like I kind of look at it as there's two ways. Like kickers, like we're not really seen like in the weight room almost, and I feel like that's something that's looked like from on the outside of kickers that we're not really supposed to be in the weight room. We're kind of like supposed to hit legs, but I feel like it's more of an up like a full body workout. Like you have to be in the weight room training hard, because if you don't have that strength, it doesn't matter really how good your form is if you don't have that power, and that weight behind the ball.
Yeah. Now, another thing that's very important for kickers and quarterbacks, I'd imagine, the mental aspect of the game. How do you stay focused on a super stressful moment?
Yeah, one thing that I like somebody told me a long time ago was I almost think about it every time I go out to kick is like if you put a 2x4 on the ground and walk across it, not everybody can do that. Nobody's gonna worry about it. But if you put the same 2x4 up in the air and walk across it, people are gonna be scared to do that. It's the same 2x4, same everything. The only thing that changed was the outcomes of it being high up. And I kind of think about that like from practice to a game. It doesn't really matter. Like in practice, the uprights are the same, my snapper and holder the same, the ball's the same. So why should I be worried to go out there on the field, and kick in front of people when everything's the same? Like the people around it doesn't define the outcome. It's the uprights, snapper, hold, me, ball. So
That's great. That's great,
yeah.
man. Um, so something everybody talks about on the show. I love to hear recruiting stories, kind of how you got started, your first look, the first coaches that were reaching out. And then ultimately you're kind of talking about the coaches there, but what was that final deciding factor?
Yeah, so my recruiting was very different from a lot of people just blowing my knee out, going into my senior year. That took a lot of like opportunities away from me, that I had before going into my junior year. Um, so mine's a little different from everybody. I had a lot of coaches, as you can see now in college football, were leaving and moving around. So that made it very, very difficult. That's what not a lot of people talk about is coaches are almost like players now. They move around so much. So it's hard to stay connected to a coach because the next week they're there, next week they're there almost. Um, so that was one of the struggles for me recruiting was just how much coaches were moving around.
Yeah. How early did you start getting some letters or calls from folks?
Beginning before my junior year. So my junior summer going into my junior year is when I started. I went to the UT camp and I started getting ranked really high with Coles. That's when I first started getting like invites to come train with some of the top schools.
Is the camp circuit where kickers get most of their attention? Not so much from a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, so that summer, the summer going into your senior years where like the biggest recruiting period is for a kicker, just because it's a little bit different as a running back. If your head coach is friends, you can see a running back if he's good or not just off his yards, stats, and watching him play. But coaches, like head coaches and special teams coaches, really want to get your eyes on the kicker, get him in that college scenario and see how they deal with that pressure coming on campus. People are watching them, head coaches watching them. So that's your main time to get out in front of coaches, and they want to watch you and see how you react if you miss a kick or when you make it.
I know we talk about soccer, like ECNL circuit or club soccer really is where coaches find you, not so much your college or your high school tape.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
did you ever consider trying to go next level for soccer?
Yeah, I honestly did. I love soccer. Like I've played it since I've been 3. I really thought about it at one point, but then I just realized like I wanted to, but I just didn't think I was good enough to like compete at the level that I'm competing at football with. It was kind of just a financial decision. Like I like football a lot, and it's like I have a chance to go really far, and that's just not how it really is with soccer in the United States. It's very difficult.
Yeah. Did you play with Lucas Nordine?
Yeah, yeah. I played up with Bearden with him. Yeah, I played with him. Yeah,
Okay. I had him on the show during the summer. He plays with 865 Alliance.
yeah,
And so I had him on while he was doing that. Good dude.
yeah,
Um, I love to hear from kickers about college game day on Saturdays. You know, when they have the kids kick.
yeah.
What's going through your mind watching that?
Honestly, some of the kids are be nuking the ball through the uprights. Honestly, I saw one. The guy actually smacked it. He was like a high school kicker or something. And he smacked it through. I really like it though because it kind of like everybody thinks kicking's so easy, and they usually bring on people that's like always talk crap about a kicker and everything, and then they go hit it into the crowd. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah. The guy yesterday just shanked it.
Yeah, bad. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
Um, what kind of advice would you have for any young kickers or any football players that are wanting to get recruited?
Really just try and get yourself out there. Promoting on Twitter is a really big thing. And connections help too, like going out to camps and like meeting these coaches face to face and talking to them and everything is really important.
So I like to hear unforgettable sports memories. Have you got one that like when you're 80 years old, you can close your eyes and picture perfectly?
So after I blew my knee out coming back my senior year, it was like week 9. It was senior night. It wasn't even I got cleared that Friday morning. We played Bradley Central senior night, and while I was talking to coach, and I wanted a long field goal, like I was feeling good. I was about 8 months out from my knee. And I hit like a 55-yard at halftime, and like all my teammates ran on the field and everything, celebrated with me. That was probably one of my unforgettable moments.
Was that when Boo Carter was there?
No, that was the year after Boo Carter left. That's my senior year.
Okay, okay. Because I was thinking I was at a game at Bradley Central when Bearden played there.
Yeah, we played on my junior year in the second round.
Okay, got it,
Yeah.
got it. Anything that very few people know about you?
Um, Not really. Um, Mainly like I really, really like to work out. Like some of my close friends know this, but like I'm always at the gym. Like, when I was back home with 2 of my buddies, we would go to the gym every night. It'd be like 12 o'clock at night. We would go work out. It was awesome.
Where do you go?
It was Club 4. We'd go to Club 4.
Got it, got it. Um, so what was it? I had one more thing I was going to ask. Sorry, I've got TVs here trying to follow NFL. Do you have an NFL team?
No, not really. I really don't. I don't really watch too much NFL. I'm mainly college.
Yeah.
I
What's
was a
next?
Tennessee Titans fan, but that
It's
was
pretty,
bad.
it's pretty
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
What's next for you, basically?
Um, what do you mean by that?
Like after your college career is done?
I would like to try and get in the NFL. See where that takes me. Um, but that's pretty much the plan as of right now. Keep doing good in college and see where the NFL leads me.
What is it that the NFL looks for in um, college or in kicking prospects? Is it distance? Is it percentage?
I would say mainly percentage. Just because like at that level, everybody has a big leg. Like in high school going to college, coaches almost look for that big leg almost, like you have potential, you know? In the NFL, if you're 4 years deep in college and looking to go in the NFL and one of the prospects going to the NFL, then everybody's gonna have a big leg at the end of the day. It really just comes down to consistency and who can control it the best.
Yeah, because I notice a lot of NFL kickers are. It's not like they're all from Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia. You know,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
of them are.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about kickers is it doesn't really matter like what school you're at. If you have talent, they'll find you.
Yeah, very good, man. I appreciate your time. Best of luck rest of the season, and I'll have this out in a little over a week.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
You too.
See ya.
See ya.